Hey, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'm going to like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is Akia Mahalaya coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Was will it be edifying? Seen a brother, another brother had did a lesson on this, but I kind of wanted to piggyback on it, just to add my spiritual 2 cents to it because, it's a relevant topic. And we are indeed living in those times that we're being kept tabs on, okay? Like the scribes and Pharisees, the high priest, even the Romans, they kept watch over the 12, over the disciples and the men of the Lord at that time because, the message that they came with. So the scriptures say that no new thing is, or the thing that have been done, or the thing which you see have been done, and there's nothing new under the sun. So these particular aspects, what we're going through in the ministry and the way that society is headed, they've had several times of a new world order that was being set up in the scriptures. Okay, with the first concept of the new world order being during the time of Nimrod, which is the time of Babel. And that's when the Most High came down, or the angels came down to mix up the languages from the nations at that time, because they was conspiring to do wickedness. Okay, so in this day and age, you've always had men of the Lord that oppose anything that was outside of the will of the Most High, and these nations setting up their own protocols, so to speak, and they always had a scopeo on us. Okay, they've always watched us. They always put particular disclaimers out, or they put out misinformation on us, or they put a bad narrative in the media about us, because we're considered, according to Esau's, the Black Laws, what is the name of that, the Poverty Law Center, we're considered the big T word, radicals. Okay, when in fact, Esau knows that we're in a peaceful spirit. But you got other guys that's set up out here, that's set up to taint our walk, to taint our image, because they did the same thing to Yahweh Shai. Like when he was casting out miracles, they said, behold, some say he's a good man, some say he have a devil, and some say he deceiveth the people. And you have different narratives about the men of the Lord. Some say we're good, some says we're demons, some say we're deceivers. We got all types of slander out there against us. So it's no strange thing that Esau has his spies set up, okay, to speak intel to the cops, man, which intel is an abbreviated word for intelligence. All right, so it says police told to keep record of conspiracy theorists and communists. Okay, now this stands out. Okay, now when you look up this word, let's look it up real quick. Like, honestly, the Seaspiracies, they're actually winning. Okay, they're actually on top, because everything about this scandemic, everything with the jump juice and everything that went along with that, they was on point. But even then, Esau still called it disinformation. Okay, but let's see something here. Yep, it says Sea Theorists, latest news, breaking stories, and comments. Okay, like conspiracy just means basically with the spirit, with spiracy, with spirit. And also another definition of conspiracy is when 2 or more persons gather together to plan something sinister. Okay, so how the hell can we be sea theorists when we're not planning anything wicked against this society? We're just teaching the word like the Lord commanded us to. He said, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay. So it says law enforcement in Australia's Queensland must report interactions with extremists to counter terror team. Okay. And when you think of Australia, then you might as well think about Babylon the Great, because Australia is still considered what you call a subsidiary of the Western nations. Okay, it's still part of NATO or the EU. The EU, I believe, is part of the EU. Let me double check that, though. NATO, EU, all the same thing to me. But, just to be precise, we like to be thorough in our studies. So, NATO and EU countries. Okay. So it says the EU and NATO have respectively 27 and 30 member states, which it all goes back up to 10. It says which 21 states are members of both. The 6 EU member states, which are not members of NATO: Austria, Cyprus, Finland, Ireland, Malta, and Sweden, which held positions of neutrality during the Cold War, which they since have maintained. Let me see something here. I'm starving, man. Let me look this up. Yeah, Austria right there. Hold on, come on, man. Yep. Got Armenia. Yep. So like I said, a part of the EU alliance. All right. But hold up. Australia is not a member of NATO. It has cooperated with NATO forces by sending military units to the wars of Iraq and Afghanistan. Okay, so because I get it mixed up between Austria and Australia, Slovakia, but it's still a westernized country though. Still westernized, by the way. Let's look up here. The European Union and Australia. Built. Yep. Australia European Union relations. The Commonwealth of Australia, European Union founded in partnership framework. They still work hand in hand. It's still Edomites. All right. But anyway, it says the Queensland police are required to report interactions with people who allegedly hold a range of ideological beliefs, meaning you have no freedom of religion. That was one thing about this country. You had the right to assemble, okay? The freedom of religion, the freedom of speech. Now that shit is dead. You can't speak on anything. Like I heard the CEO of YouTube quit because, basically differences of freedoms and so forth, creative differences, as these heads like to say, when in fact, they're coming up with different methods to try to censor people, censorship. Because in a new world order, when this shit is said and done, you ain't gonna be able to speak out against nothing. So I don't see us being on them streets for too much longer. But it says, according to the email sent to all members of the Queensland Police Service on Thursday, as seen by the ABC News. So they're cracking down. Okay, you brothers out there, we got brothers out there at different camps, just around the world, mainly here in America. Hey, they getting ready to crack down on this thing, man. Okay, don't think that your phones and so forth aren't tapped. You're not being followed. Esau's not setting up people to follow you and trail you, because a lot of times when you look over, you're like, wait a minute, I saw this car like on the other side of town. How the hell are you over here? Like, you following you, man. They're listening in. But what is he gonna find? Us doing the work, reading, studying, kicking it with the brothers, kicking it with our families and stuff like that. He's not gonna see anything illegal, in his definition. That's why they have AI, and that's why they have that what you call that deep fake shit, because they're gonna use particular things to frame us to the people. Because it's the people that's gonna make us they're gonna validate Esau's claims against us. Then you're gonna have those people that ain't gonna go for it because they know. So my nose is kind of stopped up, but it says police must record interactions with such individuals in the state's Q Prime database at the first available opportunity. It says the email states explaining that in addition to sea theorists, religious or social or political extremists, see, and he paint that word extremist with a broad brush. Okay, extremist can be somebody that just, very passionate about their beliefs, but yet he'll make it seem like you on a overpass throwing goddamn rocks and shooting pellets at people and plotting some bullshit. Okay, that's what Esau does. He likes to paint a broad picture, man, and he likes to put everybody under the umbrella of his accusations, and that's why you other camps out there, you playing right into his hands. Okay, you may have took the bag, but hey, they gonna throw your ass right in the detention center too. But the difference between us and y'all not gonna get delivered. The Lord is not gonna come through for y'all, man. But he's gonna come through for his servants. And it says, the email states explaining that in addition to the sea theorists, religious or social or political extremists, and sovereign citizens. And technically, we supposed to be sovereign, but they have what they call a government set up. But it says, as well as people with ideologies relating to capitalism, communism, socialism, and Marxism also fit the bill. So basically, Black Lives Matter. Like when you look up those 3 lesbian chicks from the Black Lives Matter, they're what they call Marxists. Okay, I did a lesson on that, I believe, about a couple of years ago. But Marxism, like this guy Soros, he's a Marxist. He's behind that. He funds the BLM movement with those 3 trolls as the face of the organization. But it's being led by the Amalekite, man, or wherever the hell he is. Okay? And they hate men. And you look at their prologue on their website, it states that one of their main goals is to destroy the nuclear family, which is the man, woman, child, with the man being the head of the household. But it says Marxism is an economic and political theory that examines the flaws inherent in capitalism and seeks to identify the alternative, which he called the utopian socialism. Yeah, that's the definition they want you to get. But it's deeper than that. Okay? It's a bunch of damn feminists that promotes not polygyny, but polyamorous type setup, man. Okay, being led under the guisemanship of democracy, which this is not a people's rule. Okay, it says officer were also told to report all matters that indicate concerning or escalating behavior due to ideological beliefs, including religious. Okay, that's that word religious again. Remember, and single issued ideologies and the advise of the risks inherent in dealing with these groups. So you better believe that the Israelites is at the top of the food chain, man, because hey, we got brothers waking up all over, man. Okay, so let's see what David said, man. I want to say this is, I hate when they do that, man. But this is the book of Psalms 32, and I'm gonna start at verses 6. It says, "For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found." This is the time now that Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is found, okay, of his men, his servants. You see, because now this word is readily accessible, and you can deal with it on your leisure. You can look at it at work. You can walk down the street. You can be at the gym, and you can hear the word of the Most High, man. So he can be found. It says, when thou mayest be found. Because the Lord said, in the time that you answer, he ain't going to be found. The Lord's getting ready to hide his face from you people. But he's getting ready to bring mass destruction. It says, surely in a flood of great waters, they should not come nigh unto him. And that flood represents these paramilitary troops, these martial law troops. See why they got the cops out. They're giving intel. And don't think they're not doing it over here. Because, matter of fact, let's look this up real quick. I know I'm doing a lot of looking up, but you know what? We do everything to edification. All right? That's the point. We edify here at Great Millstone. How many extremist groups are in? Let's see what they say here. See, I don't know. When I type shit in, they don't ever get to the nitty gritty. I'm just trying to find a basic number, man. But they never get to the nitty gritty. I always got to jump through hoops to figure out this. But then again, you know, a little reading here. Yep, here we go. It says that, which is the Southern Poverty Law Center. That's what I meant to say. The SPLC is the premier U.S. organization monitoring the activities of domestic hate groups and other extremists, including Ku Klux Klan, white nationalists, neo-Nazis, movements, and anti-government militias, and others. It says we've tracked more than 1,600 extremist groups operating across the country. Okay, 1,600. So that's not a big number, but that's enough to get their attention and enough for the FBI to be on our heels, man. Okay, but that's the point we're trying to tell you. So going back here, it says, for this, everyone that is of you should, it says, for this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters, they should not come near unto him, man. Okay, because we ain't going to get touched. Lord's will, the Lord protects us from the hour of martial law. Because when they shut the internet down, that's when they going to start to do their roundup. Okay, they ain't got to really do it now because people start noticing. But when they do these blackouts, like this guy, cotton swab, he's talking about mass blackouts, man, cyber attacks. That's when they're going to start to try to roll on us, man. I believe that in the hour of martial law. It says, for thou art my hiding place, and thou shalt preserve me from trouble, okay? And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. But the scriptures say he should be saved out of it. It says, thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance, man, okay? Because we believe we're going to get delivered. And you got to believe that, brothers. You got to believe that Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai is going to deliver you in these days. Okay, no matter how graphic and how evil it gets, you got to keep the faith until the end. Okay, because if you don't keep the faith, then, I mean, what's the whole point? Okay, there's no point in dealing. You don't keep the faith. This is the book of Psalms. What is it? Psalms 90 and I'm always losing this one. Yep, this is the book of Psalms 91 and 9. It says, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come upon thy dwelling. It says, for he should give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways, man. And they should bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. And thou shalt tread upon a lion, an adder, and a young lion, and a dragon shalt thou trample under thy feet, man, okay? Another name for Esau is the damn dragon, man. Okay, that old serpent. If you may understand that. Get another precept, and we're going to go back to the article. This is the book of Psalms 94. And I'm going to start at 5. It says, they break in pieces thy people, O Yahweh, and afflict thy heritage. This is all through the left-hand means. Okay, because the average Jake out there, they don't know what the hell is going on. They're totally trodden underfoot. But us here, we're enlightened of the hell that's coming. But it says, they slay the widow and the stranger and murder the fatherless. And that's our people. It says, yet they say the Lord should not see, neither shall the Most High of God or the God of Jacob regard it. Okay, but understand ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, will ye be wise? Okay, because Esau Edom is wise in his own conceits. You know, verse 20, for you sellouts, should the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framing mischief by a law? Okay, and that's the point. They're framing these particular laws and talking points to get us from exposing that wickedness. But it's too late. The cat is already out the bag. It says, for they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn innocent blood. Okay, and what's so convicting, or what's so darking about having your belief systems and teaching the word of the Most High? Okay, it's nothing wrong with it, but according to Esau, it's a threat because it's speaking out against his kingdom, and he's going down, and he knows this. It says, advise of the risk inherent in dealing with these groups. It says the guidance come after Daddy shooting, what is that? William Abila. In December, that left 2 officers and civilians dead, and additionally to 3 shooters. It says Nathaniel Garrett and Stacy Train reported gunned down constables Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold and injured 2 other officers on their property and killing the neighbor, Alan Dare, when he was drawn to the scene by the noise. It says the Train were killed by the special police following an hour of a long standoff. Sounds suspect. But it says authorities were calling the incident a religious terror attack. See, there they go with the framing shit. Okay? It says here, citing the Train's Christian fundamentalist beliefs, a strain known as millenarianism, whose adherent prepares for the anticipate the end of days. Okay, and who speaks that? We speak about the end of days. So you see where they're going with this, right? Okay, you see what Esau is doing. They're trying to accuse us, man. And they're going to do whatever it takes to stop us from speaking his word. Even when the scribes and Pharisees, they was trying to accuse Yahweh Shai of blasphemy the Holy Spirit, man. All right, just like what it says here. Mark 3 and 2, it says, and they watched him whether he will heal him on a Sabbath day that they might accuse him. Okay, that was Jake, but they were still watching Yahweh Shai because ultimately Jake gave up Yahweh Shai to the authorities. Okay, Luke 23 and 2, it says, and they began to accuse him, saying, we find this fellow perverting the nation and forbidding to give tribute to Caesar, and saying he himself is the anointed a king. So that type of claim Yahweh Shai spoke ultimately got him hemmed up. And we're claiming to be his descendants. We're claiming to be his brothers, man. The sons of the living God, the Most High Yahweh, the brother of Yahweh. I'll say it this way. That sound kind of confusing. The sons of the living God, okay, which is the Most High, and our big brother Yahweh Shai, which is the son of the Most High. For you niggas that get simple, man, you just said the Most High Yahweh Shai brothers, man. What you talking about? Yeah, well, you niggas out there teaching hell is real too. So hey, would you rather a slip of the tongue or false doctrine? Okay, but nonetheless, it's a heavy claim. We out here stating that this man is going to go down and that the Most High is going to destroy his habitation. And he's going to slavery for 1,000 years, followed by execution. That's a very high stakes claim. That's a very high profile claim. And Esau has got wind of that, man. Okay. 14, it says, and said unto them, ye have bought this man unto me as one that perverted the people. And behold, I have examined him before you and have found no fault in this man, touching those things whereof ye accuse him. Okay, so even then, Esau had a little integrity to know that Yahweh didn't do it. But this devil today, he don't give a shit, man. He knows we're not doing the things that he's accusing us of. But, you know, he's in a desperate attempt to save his society. Okay, shake the hand. Isaiah 13, yep. This is the book of Isaiah 13 and 2. It says, lift ye up the banner upon a high mountain. A high mountain is Babylon, America. Exalt the voice into them, shake the hand. And that's what we're doing. We go out there, we exalt our voice, and we shake our hand, and we rebuke the people if need be. It says that they may go into the gates of the nobles, and the nobles are your elites, your illuminated ones today. Okay? It says, was pre-millennialism, I can't pronounce that, whose adherents prepare and anticipate the end of days. So that's a red flag when you speak on the end time prophecies, because it's equated with Esau's downfall. It says the police investigation concluded the family had acted as an anonymous cell. Okay, and a cell is basically a sect of followers or beliefs of a particular ideology, or just a group of people, like you got what they call splinter cells. Splinter cells are basically operatives for the government, shadow government, so to speak, or the government that operate in the shadows. But it's more than one. Okay, like different cells, you have different pockets. Like you may have the KKK, you may have different sects or cells of those particular extremists. You know, like you got the head of Black Panthers, which was disbanded, but you had some which is called Black Guerrilla Group or some shit like that. Basically like a offshoot of the Black Panthers, the guerrilla unit or some shit down south. Like you got different groups of the Hebrew Israelites, you know, the different camps and so forth. Esau would consider that a quote-unquote cell. It says to carry out the attack, Queensland Police Deputy Commissioner Tracy Linford told reporters Thursday, Christian extremist ideology has been linked to other attacks around the world, but in this, the first time we've seen it in Australia. It says the deputy commissioner said, acknowledging that there was no evidence the family had identified themselves as sovereign citizens. Stacy's trained diary described police as monsters and demons. Damn, see, that's the demonization right there. It says police were potentially lured to the train's farm in search for Nathaniel, a high school principal who had been reported missing by his estranged wife in New South Wales and was wanted on firearm charges. It says much has been made of Garrett Train's postings on online forums where he described the C-19 as a neurological bio-you-know-what, and the 1996 Port Arthur massacre, which led to a sharply restricted gun ownership for civilians as an operation to disarm the Australian population. See, there they go. That's your narrative right there. You see, this is already set. They're going to test it there, then they're going to bring it here. So, hey, man, brothers, just be prepared. Be warned, man. Okay? Be warned. Hold on. No, I don't want that. I'm tired, man. I didn't get too much sleep last night. And so I'm kind of just all over the place. Yep, this is the book of Psalm 69. And I'm going to start at verses 6. It says, let not them that wait on thee, O Lord Yahweh of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek thee be confounded for my sake, O God of Israel. Because for thy sake I have borne reproach, and shame have covered my face. And I have become a stranger unto my mother's brethren, unto my brethren, and an alien to my mother's children. Okay, and that's the point. Esau has become we're a stranger to him, man. Okay, it says, for the zeal of thy house have eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are fallen upon me, man. Okay, and that's the point. Esau wants to slay us. Verses 10, it says, when I wept and chastened my soul with fasting, that was to my reproach. And I made sackcloth also my garment, and I became a proverb to them. And it says, they that sit in the gate speak against me, and I was the song of drunkards, man. Okay, and that's the point I wanted to make. Esau Edom is going to come down with great wrath, and he's going to do whatever it takes to put us in a bad light. So if y'all can't handle the fire, get out the kitchen now. All right, get out the kitchen. That's all I can say, Jake. Get out the motherfucking kitchen. Psalms 18:4. Matter of fact, I could just get it in the scriptures. Psalms 18:4. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verses 2. It says, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. It says, my power, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. It says, and I will call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised. So should I be saved from my enemies. Okay, we're going to be delivered. Jeremiah 30:7, man. Jacob's trouble, he should be saved out of it. It says, the sorrows of death can pass me, and the floods of ungodly men. The floods of ungodly men is the martial law. It says, men made me afraid. It says, and the sorrows of hell can pass me about, and the snares of death prevented me, which proves that it ain't talking about no damn hell. It says the sorrows of hell, meaning a condition. He was fearful of the sight. Okay? And it says, and in my distress I called upon the Lord, and he cried into my power, and he heard my voice out of his temple. And my cry came before him, even into his ears, man. Okay, but the point I want to make is it says, the sorrows of death can pass me, and the floods of ungodly men. This is going to lead to out invasion on us. Okay, a straight up roundup, throw in prison, persecutors type shit. It's coming, man. You don't have to believe it, but it's coming. We can promise you that. Like Apostle Gabriel said, oh yeah, But last precept here. Hold on, I'm tripping. Let me get this last precept here. I was in the right chapter, I think. Oh, fuck it, man. Let's go here. I think it's Sirach. Sirach, the 11:30. Yep, con. Yep, this is the book of Sirach 11. And I'm going to start at verses 30. And you got to be careful, man. You got these men around you. It says, like as a partridge taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud. And like as a spy, watch it heap for thy fall. So be careful of these men who's coming in your camps, man, or, that's pumping up out the blue and all. Watch out for these dudes, man, that's teaching these different doctrines, that want to be all cloaked. Watch out for these men. Esau got agents everywhere. It says, for he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil. He's turning a good cause into what we're doing into some folly. Oh, well, yeah, them guys, we did hear them guys say they're going to do stuff to white people. Totally twisting our words, man. And they got these particular sound bites that they can spin a narrative, and you won't have a chance to stand on, or a leg to stand on in court. It says, and things worthy of praise will lay blame upon thee. This truth is worthy to be praised and extolled. But, we get the negative end of it. Oh, y'all terror, y'all radicals, man. Y'all in a coat. It says, of a spark of a fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man lay wait for blood. But take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. Okay? Receive a stranger into thy house, and he would disturb thee and turn thee out of thy own. So be careful, brothers, man. We're in those times. All praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball.